You're literally driving a one-of-one car that has some historical significance.
It has only 207 miles.
Hey, it's like Bush House.
Never touch a black man's radio.
I remember that. It's the only one. There are no parts for it. Okay.
It's got some go.
Learn about this car. We're learning. Yep. We are back with the Guanci prototype and Genius Garage, the prototype behind these fine individuals, which are Genius Garage students of 2024. Of course, we've got Richard, Shannon, and Ashan over there. What's up, guys?
Hi, what's up?
They want to see this car. Yes, look at it. It's a very fascinating late 70s, early 80s prototype. This one being the third Guanci when the family was producing that car and trying to build the car company. Unfortunately, the car company didn't take off, which is actually really sad because this car is incredible. And I have to point out for the people who don't know what it is, this is in no way a kit car. It has an unbelievably nicely made steel monocoque chassis, very similar to Lola T70s and Ford GT40s from back in the day. It even has a racing fuel bladder back in it, very safe, very smart. We found that out because we had to replace the fuel pump, didn't we? But obviously what happened is the gentleman in the Chicagoland area, an industrialist business person, felt that General Motors was screwing up in the 70s and that Corvette should be mid-engine like the Aerovet prototype, I think it was. So he's like, you know what, I'm gonna build a car company and I'm gonna do it right for America. The first two cars were V8 powered and the third one originally here had a Buick Turbo V6, which is the engine that later became what we know as the Buick Grand National. However, this car later got the Oldsmobile Aurora V8. Was that in the Aurora?
Yep.
I think. I'm learning about Oldsmobile. I didn't know that much. But it has the 4-cam all-aluminum V8 engine with 4 valves per cylinder from the 90s, which is a really great motor we've all kind of forgotten about because it wasn't put in really cool sports cars back when. But they put that in later in the 90s, updated it with the Oldsmobile wheels, and of course the suspension in the rear, and it just stayed in the family until it was very nicely donated to the Genius Garage 501c3 educational programs that I've led for the last 11 years. And we use high-level race cars and building airplanes to help bright young people like this get jobs and fire up their careers. So we're making this thing, making it come to be. But in the early 80s, this third one got revamped from the first two. Now the first two Guancis, if you guys look online, I'm gonna walk around this so you can see it. Those two cars are the only ones that are really photographed anywhere on the internet. And so the big intake scoop there on the side where Ashan was walking by, on the other cars was shaped differently. You'll notice that the front nose on this particular car is a bit smoother and the sides of the car have gentle flowing bulges for where the wheel wells are rather than flares of the original one from the 70s. Lastly, it's got what you would call pop-down headlights. The headlights are fixed kind of like a Le Mans driving light. And then these panels here are vacuum. So when you fire up that car and it has vacuum, they go and smooths the car out real nice until you turn the headlights on and they come down. Now, give the car a little credit. It's been around for a long time, so after it sits overnight, the vacuum eventually will come out and the doors will just come down from gravity, but that works perfectly. And I think a testament to how nicely this car was built back when is, frankly, what good a shape it's in right now. We had to replace the fuel pump, and we thought the reason it wasn't getting fuel was simply because it was old and varnished and everything's terrible. Not actually the case. It wasn't anything in the filter or the pre-filters. Obviously, probably gonna get a little varnish and things like that, but in changing the oil and getting fresh fuel in there and whatnot, it's idling perfectly. And if you'll notice on the odometer and tripometer of this car, I hope you guys can see it here, down there in the corner, it has only 207 miles, not 200,000 miles, 207 miles on it, which I think is reflected. Richard, would you open the engine bay and then Ishan, can you throw the prop rod in? We're gonna put some new lift struts in. We got the ones in the front, but we'll have to use the manual one. Awesome. So as you can see, it's got the trunk back here, still nicely proportioned in the same high quality dark blue leather, and then it's mid-engine and transverse. So much like you'd see in like a Ferrari 308 and whatnot. Oh, you guys put the cover on. That looks really nice. But in any case, there's the motor, fits really well. The other thing I have to point out that I'm so impressed by this car on that Ferrari and Lamborghini never did, and as a Ferrari and Lamborghini mechanic when I was their age, always drove me bonkers, and also drives me bonkers from being a collector of those cars now. In this car, if you guys can see the firewall up there ahead of the coolant bottle, that's stainless steel, and it is removable from the interior. So if you have the seats out, pardon me, Sean. If you have the seats out, this leather panel here all comes off rather nicely and easily, and then you simply unbolt it, and you have unbelievable access to the front of the motor, which includes, of course, the cam covers, the headers, but as well the fuel cell, all the hoses, everything. So it's very serviceable. In a manner of speaking, I would say it's at least as serviceable as any Corvette was in terms of your ability to access things there. So really cool in general. Also a testament to this car's quality is how well the paint has fared on its composite panels. I'm gonna knock on it. You know, this is not a flimsy kit car. You know, I've had Lotus Esprits, even back to Europa and stuff, and I can tell you the build quality of this is about 1 billion times nicer. An old Lotus Esprit is like a paper mache project in terms of how well it ages like milk. This car's aged beautifully. We also had to replace brakes on it. They were old and leaking, and let's make it safe. And through deductive reasoning and figuring it out, the front brakes are 4 pistons off of Corvettes from 1965 to I think 1983, which is the late C2s and C3s, use those same calipers. The master cylinder also was used on Corvettes, so we're able to get those, source those easily. And the rear brakes, because this car was later upgraded, shall we say, to that newer 4-valve per cylinder V8 that was used in Oldsmobiles, it also had Oldsmobile suspension, and I keep getting this wrong. Shanna, was it? It's Oldsmobile Aurora or Buick Riviera.
Yes.
Front brakes are used on the rear of this, and the rear of this has McPherson suspension, which would have been utilized on those cars, which is actually really nice. And you can see where the shock towers are here, this side and that side. Very strong chassis here, how it ties into the monocoque chassis here. But the reason that's so valuable is you can put a big engine in transverse. And by putting it in transverse, you have room for a nice trunk. You can keep the wheelbase relatively short. You have a lot of room for an interior. I would say, guys, with the seats in this should fit a 6'3", 6'4" person. Yeah, easily. Big fat Americans. Yeah, you can't do that with Ferrari 308s and Maseratis of the time period. So now you got an ample truck there. You could probably put a couple golf bags in it, your brand new New Balances, and assorted other white guy stuff when you would buy one of these instead of a Corvette. The front, hypothetically, could be used. May I have a hand with this, guys, since I'm doing the camera? We put the lift strut in this one back, but the front, you could have a little bit of storage space. They set it up to not be storage originally in terms of the prototype. And keep in mind how nice the quality of all of this is, even to the hood. It's really a shame that that's all gone. Now, there are a couple panels that we're going to put on here in a minute. They're aluminum, and it goes to show how nicely they made the prototype, because I was thinking they're probably molded fiberglass. They're not. They're aluminum that are TIG welded together. There's also a panel that'll go here where you can see the master cylinder that we replaced. You can access all the hoses. You can also get to the hoses and such of the radiator, which is somewhat underneath this panel here. So you've got really amazing access to everything up here. And with it being from the 90s with the Aurora, the later update with the family, because it stayed with the family forever, it is also OBD2. So you can plug in your OBD2 here. And the fuse boxes are readily labeled, which was nice, which helps us deduce that the fuel pump was indeed bad when the fuse was blown. Thank you. Tell you what, do you guys want to just start putting your panels back on? Oh, I see that panel's on, the one right there behind the headlights. And then here you can see where it's still open. Let's go ahead and put the panels back on, and then let's get the door open. We'll get the seats in, and we'll kind of call it done for a little bit, because I'm going to get these guys on the racing go-karts to learn from that. And while we're getting the karts ready to get them out and have those super fun lessons, we're going to get the Lotus T125 Exosphere, you know, the off-the-shelf F1 car ready. So that's going to be a big deal. And then today, I think they all should get an opportunity to drive it around the parking lot at least. We take it out on the road, but we don't have all the proper road registration things ready. So we'll just enjoy it on the parking lot for the moment, and then we'll get back at it. And I think what we'll do is we'll come back to this a little later after working on the Formula One car and the racing karts. I'd love to take this to a big concours show, with the students show it off. I think a lot of people are going to want to see this mostly forgotten piece of history. because it's just an incredible car from that time period. Shame it didn't take off, but at least this one is here to represent what was and could have been a lot bigger. And also I think it's inspirational for all of us to understand the nature of the automobile industry and sales, as well as people's perception. Because again, I remind you, this is not, and in no way, a kit car. This is a car built to be a production car, and it's built to incredibly high standards. Just calling a spade a spade. It's a hell of a lot nicer than Corvettes in terms of its build quality in general. A lot nicer than Corvettes. It's a lot nicer than Fieros. There's no Fiero parts on this. I know a lot of people are like, well, it's an engine, it must be Fiero like a kit car. No. So it really is better than all those things. The other thing is, now it does have a steel chassis. What's interesting is I have a sneaking suspicion, and hopefully I'm showing you a picture of it right now, an old 35mm one, that the chassis is actually stainless steel. And the reason I say that is because when I put a magnet on the sheet metal part of the chassis in the front, it doesn't stick. It doesn't seem to be ferrous steel. So my guess is it could be stainless, which would be really nice. But I bring that up because this is a car that, had they produced it and we just drove them, it would stand the test of time well. And had they been apportioned to have a V8, it would have been a killer. And people would be hot rodding these things out, road racing them. We would have seen them with big fender flares and various road racing series and aerodynamic appendages and such. And it's really cool. And the other thing I noticed is everybody says, oh, it reminds me of this, it reminds me of that. It looks like this, it looks like that. Well, I can understand why you say that, because you haven't seen this and we all have to relate. But it doesn't look like any of those things. It looks like a Guanci. Obviously with the headlights and some other things that are telling of the time when it was originally designed, yes. But if I'm not mistaken, it was penned by one of the General Motors, one of the guys that did General Motors design. Bob McKee had to do with the chassis. He obviously built race cars, Can-Am, Formula 5000, etc. I'm pretty sure there's another gentleman involved from De Tomaso of the Pantera time. So just an amazing prototype. And what's cool about it is it's totally functional. You could put 250,000 miles on this if you wanted for the next number of years. I mean, this is a car you could actually drive every day, as is. It's got everything on it, down to air conditioning, and your radio and such. And so anyway, stop yapping, Casey. I'm just excited. It's cool. So we're gonna get the seats in, button it up, let them drive it, and then I hope you guys will come back to Genius Garage and watch. We're gonna be doing the karts and the Lotus Formula One car. Of course, on my channel, this is Casey the Car Guy's my channel, but I like to show it to you guys, and I appreciate everybody out there who has helped support the Genius Garage program over the years. So I, at least, and we can facilitate giving nice young people an opportunity, because let's be honest, the American educational system is complete garbage that's gonna make everyone broke and the future worse nowadays. So it's nice when we can offer this, and at no cost to students. As a note, for anybody tuning in, the cars back here, those are actually my personal projects, including my Omega car, which is my high efficiency recyclable concept. And then the Genius Garage projects, of course, that's the 501c3, is the Indy car here, and the race cars and karts up front, with the exception of one kart, which is mine personally. But yeah, so these are the Genius Garage vehicles, and the Guanci back there was very nicely donated to Genius Garage by the original family. So we're super honored by that. And of course, everybody who's contributed to make Genius Garage happen, it's been really, really meaningful to be able to offer that to young people because they're working everywhere from Tesla in Palo Alto and research and development all the way to Lockheed Martin's, believe it or not, their space program. So it's exciting what we can do together as a community and utilize automobiles to help launch the future of young people. So if you have any opportunity or ability to help contribute to Genius Garage, whether that's a donation monetarily, a vehicle, that's how we make this happen. And that's it. Beyond that, I will have a personal announcement coming out. I think I'm going to open my own shop and start working on other people's cars, because I have to make a living. Genius Garage doesn't actually pay me, and this is a lot of work to help out young people. We'll talk about that another time, but let's keep it super happy today and enjoy the Guanci. Here we go. Just take your time, guys. Hey, and Shannon, maybe pull the adjuster so the steering wheel goes up.
Okay. It should be this one. That's it. Thanks. Yep.
You're right.
So yeah, I'm just gonna get one hand under here and then one on the back.
Take your time.
This way.
Watch the front right corner. It doesn't scratch it low.
Careful on the bottom here. Oh, we gotta go down. Yeah, I got space to go down over here.
Oh, watch out, my fingers caught.
Fingers caught.
You're squishing the headrest. Can you not get past the seatbelt?
Here we go.
You did a good job of protecting that, Aisha.
Put this forward.
Did you want to go ahead and get the other seat in place now, or is it better to put
It'd be
the
easier
hardware?
if we bolt this in first.
That's cool. Oh, you guys are great.
I took my shoes off.
Oh, no, not that.
It's got electricity juice in the battery, and it stops and drives and everything. So I think the students should be the first ones to get to drive it. Although, guys, we don't have it registered properly for the shoot right now, so you got to keep in the parking lot. Okay, who's in first? You're up. All right, you're up. Jump in. Somebody want to ride along? And not that I don't trust it, but Shan, do you want to grab the fire extinguisher? And I put the windows down so you don't bake, because I don't think we never recharged the AC or anything.
Hey, it's like rush hour.
It's like, shut up. Hey, Sean, is it cool if I kick you just so you can reenact? Don't you remember that line? Which one of y'all kicked me?
Oh yeah. Which one of y'all keep?
Fire it up and put the windows down.
Get this key in there.
And remember, trust it, but don't trust it. Brakes and stuff, you know? Yeah, you can get on it a little bit, but preferably only that way if it's clear, because if brakes or something fail, you need to think about stuff like that. And just be watching, like, you know, if you're over there with the stones and stuff, just be nice. We got all summer to enjoy it, you know? Keep your eye on the temperature gauge. It should start coming up. If it doesn't at all, that's not good. And have fun.
I know, I'm a little too excited right now, man. It's so nice.
It is cool. You're in that neutral drive, right?
Halfway.
It looks pretty. Sounds like a brand new car. I give us a brake pad, still need a bed in. Radio not working, what turns it on? Push the button on the left. Nothing? Here, hold this thing, I want to see that work.
You need my 80s self to help.
No, you did a good job. That's exactly what you should do. Just kind of get a feel for it right now. It's a really pretty car. I actually kind of like the lines at the top, how it flows smoothly front and rear. It's a little different. I have not seen a car quite like that. All right, who's next? Wait, what were your favorite Rush Hour lines?
He was like, never touch a black man's radio.
I remember that. Didn't he have a black C3 Corvette?
He did.
That was sweet.
He had a black C3.
I want one of those Corvettes literally just because of that movie now. All right, have at it. Be a good boy. It's the only one. There are no parts for it. I'm being a dad. Am I a pretty good dad?
I think that was a pretty good dad line.
That was a pretty good dad line?
Yeah.
Wait, I got New Balances on?
Hey,
No,
man.
they're
Oh,
Johnston.
you ain't got the...
They're
Man.
Johnston. They're white though.
Hey, man.
They're white.
Got the white, though.
All right.
all good.
That is awesome. Look at that thing. So temperature's okay. Everything's cool. Sounds good. It's the only one. You're literally driving a one-of-one car that has some historical significance. You know, it's got some throat sound to it. He wasn't even trying, obviously. He's being good.
Man, just thinking about where it was, just not
Oh,
know
we pulled out
like
a barn?
Yeah, that's not even more like than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Looks like your turn. Yeah. Hey, it's got seatbelts. Yeah.
There's the dead pedal's just really huge on this.
It's got a really good pedal.
It's got a wing.
I have not used General Motors seatbelts like this since my grandfather had that conversion van in the 80s.
D.
D is for drive.
Alright, feels pretty torquey. Feels good.
How are the brakes?
I'm gonna travel.
A little low, but they bite good. Oh, yeah, they work.
Yeah, they got brakes. Yeah, that has the worst feelings like that phantom clutch. Oh, that's reverse.
To figure out why the radio's not turning on. That was nice. It sure is. D. It's for dog and drive. Oh, hello. I just hit it. Okay. Hey, you can let off the brakes. You can let off the brakes.
Okay.
There's no ABS.
Was not expecting that.
Okay, well. That was not expected. The guys are making faces.
All right. It's got some go.
Yeah, it does go.
All right.
I think our God damn it, give me a second. I think maybe it's biased a little on the brakes to the front.
Yeah.
If you notice that now we made some stripes. Some big long stripes. Let's go talk to the guys. Let's go get an opinion. Hey man,
Hell yeah.
you know the front brakes work.
I bet they do. That mean that look like it's
We might need to change the proportioning.
Yeah.
Shannon, have you ever driven a car that didn't have ABS?
Technically, yes, the ABS is broken on my Corvette.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay.
I fixed it.
Well, let's do exactly the same thing again.
But let's do it like
But
correct.
let's make sure the tires are always rotating when the car is moving.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Tally ho.
Yo, I was wild.
Let's-
You should see Rich's face.
Yeah.
Pump the brakes.
All right. Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, okay. Let's be a little more gentle.
Let's be a little
More
nicer.
gentle. Okay. Damn. All right. Well, we're learning. We're learning.
Learn about this car.
We're learning. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Full I gotta click the clutch. Nope, there's no clutch. Alright, make sure I got the feel for that a bit better.
More gentle this time.
Yeah, more gentle.
More gentle.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. Okay.
So, sauce it.
A little. Yeah. Gentle. Gentle. Yes, gentle. Nice.
There we go. That's a bit better.
That's not
more
bad. That's
friendly.
not bad.
Yeah, that just got pretty good. I was actually did it right.
Yeah.
Little slippery tires too.
You know, it's. How about that time?
I was much more respect. It's like very relaxed. It wasn't too much. It was just a very, yeah, it was nice. Nice.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, it was so funny. I was not expecting that. It was like,
oh wait, these don't have ABS. Shit.
Genuinely nice car. Because I've driven 308 Ferraris, Mondials. I haven't been in a Maserati, but I know what they're like. You know, 944s, 928 Porsches, 911s. This is a really nice car. It's a lot nicer built than the other American stuff at the time. It's mid-engine, and it goes. All right, let's. I'm gonna put it back here, put my stuff away, but that's it. So I hope you guys will subscribe for us. We're gonna have a lot more Genius Garage stuff coming up. So next, all the students are gonna start working on the racing carts, and we're gonna get them out so they can learn that hands-on and get on the track too. And we'll be prepping the Lotus Exosphere T125. That is the off-the-shelf Formula One car from about 2011, and the third fastest car that ever went around Top Gear's track. That's the actual car from Top Gear. So that'd be really cool. And then we'll come back and get this out for the last detail stuff when we figure out what shows we're going to take it to. But support Genius Garage. Check out the website. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.